right. Sorry, I just took a little break because I've been trying to figure it out how the whole thing works. Let me make sure it's the right color. Good. All right, so let's get to the next part of part two. I stopped the previous one to see what was wrong, and I will send the link to the YouTube videos when these are complete. Okay. Um, so now we're trying to simplify and solve for x. No, wait, simplify, solve for x. Okay. Okay, right away. I'm gonna do this as speedily as I can. Plus 8 because we want to get rid of the 8. So plus 8 on both sides. Now you have 20. Now you have 2 rad 3x. By the way, this is a 1. Has to be plus 1 in there. Yeah. Okay, so 2 3x plus 1. And so now we want to get rid of the 2. So we're going to do 20 divided by 2, which is 10. So 10, 3x plus 1. Now because this is in a radical thing, square root, again, whatever, we're going to square both sides, okay? So to get rid of that, when you square something in that thing and this thing, square root, it just brings the number out. So 3x plus 1 equals 100 because 10 squared is 100. 3x equals 99. X equals 33. And that is your answer. Now the other ones are crossed out, but again, if you want something, by the way, for the next one that's crossed out, 34, you will end up with an I because you cannot have a negative thing in a radical. Whenever you have a negative thing in there, it turns into an I. All right, 36 now. X cubed, right, this is a cubed, plus 36 equals 100. Right off the bat, want to get rid of this 36, so we do 100 minus 36, 64. Okay, x cubed equals 64. And now we're gonna multiply each side by a third. It looks like, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna multiply each side by a third, basically dividing it by 3. Wait, let me see this. And you can skip this part. 21. Okay, so we're gonna turn this little thing, the exponent, into a third to get rid of this cube. So basically, so we'll end off with x equals 4. Hey, now let's move on to 38. Again, just call me. I'm happy. It's better for me to study. Just call me if you want me to go over them more with you. Okay, 3, 3. We're going to get rid of that 3, so we're going to divide both sides by 3. 48 divided by 3 is 16. X cubed equals 16. Now, again, so I'm not really sure why she did that. Let me see something really quickly, because I really feel like, look, 64. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure why she put the 1/3 as an exponent here, because it makes more sense. You would have the same outcome, but it's just so much less confusing if you do the cube root of x third, because that gets rid of there. And cube root of 64, same thing, it's 4. This way you don't have to like memorize all these different things, because for the square you have to find a square root if something's squared, and for the cube you have to find a cube root. It just makes everything more unified instead of doing the exponent as a third. That I don't know why it says that in the answer sheet. Anyway, yeah. Okay, so x third equals 16. So now we're gonna cube root that. So now 16, there's no cube root of 16. So the way you solve this is just like if there's no square root, if you can't square root, you split it into these things. So there is a thing for 8 and 2 cube root, right? You can cube root 8 into 2. 2 cubed equals 8. So you bring out 2, so x equals 2 cube root of 2. And that's your answer. Great. Now on to the next one, 39. 2x there. Yeah, by the way, I just want to let you know, this is me doing it a day before without even think of this beforehand. Hope for the chemistry, hopefully I'll start that by like Sunday or even before then, so that I'll have a complete review of all of regions. I'll probably be doing a review of 2 regions. And yeah, in case anyone, because I feel a lot more confident in science. Anyway, than for me in math. Yeah. So 2x cubed. So now let's move to this one. Actually, you know what? Let's skip that one. Let's do this one. By the way, this is 8-2. So 2x to the 4th. Plus 2 equals 33. So let's get rid of the 2. So 2x 4 equals 31. No, never mind. That is a 1. Equals 32. Because we're going to minus 1. Okay. 32 divided by 2. Because we want to get rid of that 2. X to the 4th equals 16. Now we're going to 4th root that. And so x equals plus minus 2. Now there's a plus minus 2 because when you do the things with the roots and you just have a root as an answer, or like you square root something and it becomes the answer, it's a plus minus. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. X to the 4th equals negative 81. Now that would not work because it ends up being, after we simplify, blah, 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 it ends up being x equals negative 81 to the 4th root, whatever it's called. But the thing is that you can't have a negative number in the 4th root. So there's no solution. This thing does not work. So she wouldn't give that on the test. I'm pretty sure. I remember her saying that. And yeah, let me see how much longer I have in this part. Okay. All right. Once I'm done with this page, I'll go and get the next page. Yeah. Hopefully by tonight at 1 p.m. Okay. 5 and 3, this we already went over. So 64, cube root of 64 is 4. We already did that in the previous thing, so I don't have to use a calculator for that. So 5 times 4 equals 20. Yes. Okay. 3, and okay, this is all. We basically did all these. So you see this negative 54, because it's a cube root, it is okay, but we're not going to end up with a negative number. It ends up being negative 1232, okay, after all this. So this is basically a repeat of before. This is just, yes, okay, this is just like a thing to get you to work more. This is just more questions. I suggest that you guys all do these questions to make sure you know them, because this is just like an in-depth of the questions. These are just repeating questions, whatever. Okay, now I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm gonna continue later because I have to quickly upload the videos. People asking. Yeah.